Hello everyone, welcome back. Savages here, coming back with a new part of What If Deku was a Hawkmoth. Now, before we get right into it, don't forget to tell me what you think about this part down in the comments, and let us begin. Now, where we last left off, Hawkmoth have had a little conversation with Principal Nezu and, of course, All Might, trying to convince both of them to join his side, which ended up just exactly as he expected. Horrible. And after going back home and crying. But while that conversation was taking place, simultaneously in the same day, on the other side, Ladybug was running around the city, trying to find Hawkmoth in any ways and any possible manners. Some people that she ran across start throwing some trash at her, but that is to be expected. She sees around the city a few people still cheering on All Might, still believing in their symbol of peace, regardless of how weak he may look. It's only simply but a hindrance. They know he'll rise again, and they know that the heroes will not betray them. At least, those are the very, very stupid, foolish idiots that still believe in those things. Holding into false hopes and unreal dreams. But while they still trying to help, crime rate has certainly increased after All Might's defeat. And even though that All Might time limit has gone down a lot, he can barely hold on his muscle form for more than an hour now. He cannot resign and put out his retirement, because if he does hang out his costume, then it will be just signing up that he lost and admitted defeat, and that is the last thing they need right now. On the other hand, Endeavor and Hawks are being investigated. They haven't gotten their hero licenses revoked yet, and probably will not, because the Hero Public Safety Commission is working on it. Which, speaking of the Hero Public Safety Commission, the head of the Hero Public Safety Commission, or the chairwoman, has been taken down for investigation, and right now the Hero Public Safety Commission is being run by her second hand, a right-hand man, as the new chairman, to the detriment of his health and boredom, not to mention his sleeping hours. But with that all being said, so another person who's still wondering about the whole situation is Emily Agrest, in her home, trying to find her mother, talk to her, but she doesn't answer her phone at all. Not in the slightest. She doesn't even give her the slightest recognition or even answer her calls. She wonders if she even saw them. But eventually, Ladybug had to make a stop at her house. After all, she is still Marinette, and Marinette still forgets a few things. And this time she forgot a file that has all the information she has of Hawkmoth yet. As she teleports into her apartment in of course, the hotel, and she goes into her office to try and get the file, an office full of pictures and pins on a board and many, many red lines connecting them, many accomatizations attempts and all of those things. But she can't seem to find the file amidst all this chaos. She even tried to use the dog to get it back, but nothing. And suddenly, she hears a sound from the door saying, "Looking for this?" As she turns around, sees Emily and Nezu just floating around of her, while she's holding the file. As she said, Emily, what are you doing with that file? That's classified information. Give it here." As Emily pulls her hand back, saying, "Where were you? I was trying to call you for an entire day, and you haven't answered any of my calls," as Marinette, or Ladybug, said. "Listen, Emily, I'm busy. I can't answer your questions at the moment. As Emily said, "What? You're still following Hawkmoth around?" As she said, "Of course. Why else am I here? The Hero Public is in trouble, and the image, it's all complicated, Emily. I can't waste my time," as Emily cut her off, saying, "What? You can't waste your time on your daughter?" As Marinette is silent for a second while she said, I just want you to answer me one question. As and and then I'll give it to you. As Marinette said, fine, just one question. As Emily continues saying, can you really bring Dad back? As Marinette is silent for a second. But then she continues saying, Emily, you know I can't bring back people from the dead with my lucky charm, like, as she gets cut off, and Emily continues saying, that's not what I meant. I know about your lucky charm, but what about the wish? You have a wish, don't you? As Marinette is cut silent, as she looks at Emily saying, wish, wish, how did... But before she continues, she looks the other way saying, no, I don't have a wish, Emily. What would make you think that? As Emily says, so you're saying there is no possibility for my dad to come back? As Marinette said, of course there is not, Emily. I'm sorry, but you can't bring someone back from the... As she gets cut off again, saying, I guess. Then, would you please mind explaining this to me? As she holds a paper in front of her. A paper from the miracle box, or the miracle book. Or maybe a copy? It doesn't matter. What matters really is, how did she get her hand on this when Ladybug has destroyed it? As Marinette is caught off guard, shocked and terrified because her lies has been brought into the light. As she continues saying, where did you get this? I destroyed... As she gets cut off saying, Hawkmoth showed it to me. He told me that you have a wish. You could do anything with it. As she gets cut off saying, Hawkmoth? You talked to Hawkmoth? When? Where, Emily? As she said, don't question me. I'm the one who's questioning you here. And he appeared at the sport festival. As she continues saying, so tell me, can you really bring Dad back if you use his miraculous and yours to create a wish? Tell me, and no more lies. As Marinette looks down saying, yes, I can. But it's complicated, Emily. It's not that simple. This wish is dangerous. And as then Emily starts yelling, saying, this entire time, my entire life, every time I cried for my dad, wishing for him to come back. Every time I asked you if you can do anything about it. Every time I cried alone, waiting for somebody to read me a bedtime story. And the many nights I spent sleepless, scared, and alone when you were out in your job. You're telling me you could have brought Dad back, and you just decided not to? As Marinette is silent, but she continues speaking, saying, it's... Emily, I can't bring your father back. It's complicated. To use a wish, a great price needs to be paid. And as she said, so what? Is it bringing my dad enough of a... it is worthy of such sacrifice? You're just a liar. I know. Just admit it. You're not bringing him back, not because you can't, but just because you never loved him. You're just like the spotlight over yourself. You took his money, his business, his name, and his fame, and left him to die, and then... As immediately Marinette just slaps her in the face. Angry, furious even, while shaking a bit, as she said, don't you dare talk to me like that, young lady. I loved your dad more than anyone in this world. You think it's easy for me, knowing that I could bring him back at any moment, but having to keep my will strong not to do so, because I know that will cause more trouble than it will fix. Don't you ever talk to me with that tone again, miss. As immediately Emily, just feeling the hand on her face, still hurts, and it's the first time her mother ever hit her. As tears start running down her face, while Marinette, calming down finally and letting go of her anger for a second. She reaches for her daughter, saying, "Emily, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you like this. I know that this is painful for you, but we can fix this together. Come on, please, let's talk about this. I'm your mother." As immediately Emily pushes her away, saying, "You're not my mother! Ladybug isn't my mother! Marinette Dupanchang is my mother! And even she doesn't care for me! The only parent that ever cared for me was my dad, and you took him away! I hate you!" As she just runs away back into her room, dropping the file at Ladybug, saying, "You can go ahead and screw yourself or I care. I hope Hawkmoth kills you," as she runs off and goes into her room, locking the door, and Marinette standing there silent. She rushes after her daughter. She knocks on the door. She could probably break it down, but forcing her to listen isn't fixing anything. As she said, "Emily, please, please, honey, come out. Let's talk about this. It's dangerous. If I use the wish, it will need a sacrifice, and the sacrifice is never worth it. Believe me, Emily, please don't do this to me right now. I need to." But before she continues, she gets a call on her yo-yo, and she opens it up. It's Nezu on the other side, as he talks about the fact that he has informations about Hawkmoth, and that he has a plan. As Marinette eyes widen, she holds into that box in her hand, the lucky charm item that appeared in her hand when she was facing Hawkmoth in the sport festival. As she wonders, still wondering, is it really a mark that she should give up the mantle of Ladybug? Or is it that she needs to use it for the right time? Is it for her miraculous or Hawkmoth's miraculous? As after the call is finished, she stares at the box for a second. She looks at the door of Emily's room before she takes a deep breath and decides that this is not gonna be over until Hawkmoth is no more. She will deal with Emily later once she calms down. So she goes, grabs the file, uses the power of the horse, and warps out of there, with Emily just listening in the music on the other side of her room, crying to herself, with Dusu trying to comfort her by sharing her sadness. After all, the Kwame of emotions will cry tears for his user as well. And with that being all said and done, Ladybug meets with Nezu on the other side. Nezu talks about how Hawkmoth met him, came here and tried to convince him and All Might to, well, join sides. But the most important thing is that he gave her the dead Akuma that he left behind. As Marionette's seeing it, this is it. This is what she needs. It's no longer about Hawkmoth. She can find him finally. With this, she'll use it. And when she does, Hawkmoth will be no more. She thanks Nezu for his help and teleports out of there immediately to go straight to work. While with Nezu, Aizawa and All Might were in the room with him, as Aizawa said, "She's certainly quick." As Nezu said, "Yes, she is. She's a very powerful ally. But there is something bothering me about her." As All Might said, "What is that?" As he continues saying, "She's withholding a lot of informations." And Aizawa said, "How do you know?" With Nezu answering, saying, "It's just a guess. She has that look of someone who hides many secrets. I wonder what kind of secrets they are. So, if I am to put it bluntly, I don't quite trust her. But at the same time, I know for a fact that she is on our side, even though I don't know what her full agenda is. So for now, we'll work together. Hopefully, we will not need to change anything." As All Might said, "You think she can't be trusted?" As Nezu said, Not particularly, no. We can trust her to aim to defeat Hawkmoth, that's for sure, but we can't trust her with informations. The only reason why I gave her that butterfly is because she's the only person that could probably find out where Hawkmoth is right now. For now, we need to run our own investigation. After all, remember All Might. Hawkmoth may be a lot closer than we think. Have you made contact with Sukahuchi to come tomorrow to UA? As he said, yeah, he said he'll come in tomorrow. And Nezu said, great, that's great news. Well, let's wait until that time. And Aizawa just thinking to himself before speaking out loud, saying, the Hero Public Safety Commission is trouble and everything is a mess. Heroes are being ridiculed and a lot of people are losing hope in us. A villain is on the loose and the League of Villains is on the loose, and the possibility of All For One's involvement just increases day by day. Not to mention Ladybug herself. Everything is becoming a mess so quickly. And not forgetting the many students of UA who gave their resignment to UA staff. As he continues speaking about the fact that many of the students in UA have, left. Some even from the third years have left right as their final year, and they left from the hero course because, it's just like Hawkmoth said, many of them aren't really here for true heroism, and many others from other courses just are feeling very, very skeptical about the whole thing. He's really hitting them where it hurts. With that all being said, Principal Nezu continues his research about all of the UA students, the ones that left while All Might and Aizawa leave the room. But on the other side, with Hawkmoth, and the next morning Midoriya wakes up. Very sad, very lonely. It's still another day of a free day from UA, after all. They need to, rebuild their security system, though tomorrow he could go to school. And so, he eats his breakfast, he does his thing, while trying to ignore the voices until he goes to his room just to study a little and watch the news, and the news, all what they talk about is Hawkmoth this, Hawkmoth that, All Might, and the Hero Society in general, until Nuru shows up and Midoriya said, it's all my fault, Nuru. Everything is a mess because of me. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. All Might was supposed to be my trump card, and now he's gone and doesn't want to. Damn it! It just makes me so angry. Why did he just agree? He knows that what I had planned was the best thing. If he was to appear again with his full power, everyone will submit. But now, he just has to take the moral high ground when it doesn't even exist. As Nuru is trying to comfort Midoriya, saying, he may be a little old to understand where you're coming from. After all, his ideals are very, very ancient. He was a hero for how long exactly? 50 years? And Midoriya said, I guess, but even he need to realize change sometime. And the heroes right now can't be trusted. Most of them is already turning in their hero licenses and hanging their costumes. Who's supposed to protect the city when this entire country, when heroes themselves are giving up? But I guess that is a good thing that those fake ones are leaving. Leaves room for the real ones and makes it easier for me to know who is actually a good hero. As Nura said, yeah, I guess. It's sad that there aren't really those many heroes as strong as All Might. As Midoriya said, yeah, no one is as strong as All Might. No one. No one is as strong as All Might. But he was a single pillar. And that's why it's crumbling so fast, because with a single pillar, the entire thing will fall down. You need at least, as he goes silent for a second, saying, you need multiple pillars. So even when one falls, everyone will still standing up. That's it. That's it. As he immediately whistles for, of course, Houndoom after leaving his room and telling his mother that he's going out. Well, she telling him to be safe. He goes into his hideout, and Nuru is wondering what's going on. Midoriya immediately, of course, transforms, saying Darkwing's rise, as Nura appears once again, wondering what is he doing. As Hawkmoth continues saying, if All Might wouldn't join me, then I'll just create my own champions. The champions of justice and greatness. I know what I'll do, as he opens up his notebook and starts drawing like a madman in it. Yes, it will work. I'll create the most brightest, most flamboyant, most hopeful heroes that I can find. The most stereotypical ones and purest. As he just, well, writing in his notebook. And Nuru is concerned, to say the least. But in the end, Hawkmoth finishes his writing and closes his notebook before putting it away, saying, done. Now all what I need to find is the emotions. As he closes his eyes and listens. This time not for cries or, of course, bleeds of help and agony, but he listens to the hopefulness. Those who try to change. Those who want a change. And eventually he does find it. 5 friends from college, studying many different topics, are right now sitting together in their dorms, making some signs and pictures with butterfly symbols all over it, trying to hold a riot in front of their college about Hawkmoth, trying to support him, while they're talking to each other about the fact that their hero society is failing and that they need to try something else, and that how it's treated them wrong, and all of those things, and they need to support Hawkmoth whatever way they can, even if it's as simple as this. And so Midoriya found them. He creates an Akuma, as he said, a group of young adults trying to make a difference in the world, with pure intentions, with nothing else than hoping to help others and change a world that they do not want to live in anymore. Exactly what I need. That is a recipe for a great hero team. As he creates the Akuma and it flies, eventually it reaches those 5 people, as they are all having their hands on the table, ready to, well, fist bump. And as they all do, the table gets akumatized, and they all get akumatized simultaneously. And Hawkmoth can be heard inside all of their minds. He speaks up saying, Team Hydra, I am Hawkmoth. Your hopefulness, your pure heartness, the purest of your hearts, your hopes, your dreams, and your lack for any selfish intent have reached me, and I shall give you the power to do what's right. I'll give you the power to be my champions of light, to save this crumbling world as I try to change it. All what I ask is for you to keep saving people like the way you want to, because I see deep down in your hearts true heroes that can be born. As they all hear a Hawkmoth voice, they're surprised, and eventually they come into an agreement, and Team Hydra is born. Later that night, there was a burning building, and the heroes are trying to, of course, work it, with a few villains inside, fire-themed villains, while Kamui Woods and a few other heroes that aren't really suitable for this battle are being taken down by those villains. Even Kamui Woods is getting burned, but as one of the villains was about to kill him, a hero, no, a true hero jumps down, taking the hit and blocking it, as he looks to see a cape, a green suit, a mask, and he sees someone he doesn't recognize at all wearing a suit, as then a few others jump down. Someone that's wearing a red suit jumps down to find the main villain. He starts punching him while the guy shoots him with fire, but the guy takes it, he endures it, and then shoots it back with twice the power. Another one tried to shoot a fireball at the other person, or a few civilians, but then he gets swapped with someone else. Someone teleports in front of him, swaps his place with a rock, and immediately knocks him out. And as the buildings start crumbling and some debris was about to fall on some civilians, someone in the distance is standing and he presses a button on a screen that appears in front of him, and those rocks seems to be stopping in motion, like they are suspended in space, before he presses another button and this rubble goes back in its place, as another hero wearing a pink suit. A lady sees a few injured people. She touches them and their injuries are gone. Someone who was on his door to death is just saved. And then the building itself, the green hero in the green suit, he creates a giant barrier around the entire building, cutting the oxygen off of it, before the pink hero comes closer and puts her hand on the shoulder of the green one, as the barrier that was once green and hexagon in shape takes a more heart shape and turns pink, and the entire building is revitalized. It's fixed entirely, as everyone is wondering who are those people, and they all come together standing on the building that was moments ago burned down. The house of many people burned down. It's now back in its full glory, as they stand on the top with the cameras pointing at them as they say, "We are the champions of justice, the forces of Hawkmoth. He have granted us the power to be the protectors in place of All Might after his last days. And we shall protect you all until the day you finally realize your mistakes. We are Team Hydra, and we will not rest until the society is safe once more." As they pose, and for Hawkmoth, he's going fanboying all around of them. This is amazing. This is the perfect team. And as Kamui Woods and the rest of the heroes are looking at them, Team Hydra declares that they are here to be the protectors, to be the new champions that will keep the society safe, because now it's their turn to be the guardians of justice. As suddenly, the blue one snaps his fingers and they all disappear. And Midoriya feels a little better about himself before going back home and going to sleep. And Nuru is happy to see Midoriya happy for once, and to see him creating his first heroes. And yet he's still also tired, so they go to slumber. That night, after all, they have a very exciting day tomorrow at UA. And this is gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to tell me down in the comments what do you think about this part, and what do you think is gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.